The first light seeps through the frosted window as you quietly prepare your gear, knowing the day might end in silence. Outside, dark shadows move with purpose. Allies or enemies, the line blurs in the icy streets of Moscow. You can never truly rest. Every conversation might be a trap, every glance, a test of loyalty. You were born under the gray skies of Leningrad. The cold dragged through the streets like a persistent whisper. As a child, you watched your father, Sergei, vanish at dawn. He returned at dusk with stories half swallowed in silence. Years later, in your cramped apartment, you understood his danger. Your recruitment into the KGB was neither dramatic nor sudden. A thin envelope sealed with a red star slipped under your door. Irina, a sharply dressed woman, appeared in your university lecture hall. Her calm intensity unsettled you the first time you saw her. She reminded you that your talents were being watched and judged. You met Irina in a dimly lit cafe by the embankment. River mist curled around lampposts as she handed you a dossier. The dossier's contents were empty of your consent, but full of your future. Your job: embed yourself within the West's diplomatic circles. Uncover secrets and relay coded communications without leaving a trace. Your new life began leaving Leningrad undercover in pre-dawn haze. Early assignments required patience and precision. You shadowed Gustav, a Swedish attaché fond of whiskey and chess, extracted pieces of conversation as deftly as a surgeon would. Nights unfolded in smoke-filled rooms with whispered foreign names. Your handler, Mikhail, taught you loyalty's brutal economy. Trust no one. As you rose, your missions became increasingly perilous. In Prague, you watched politicians behind stained glass windows gamble with lives. In East Berlin, you navigated fractured alliances beyond the wall's shadow. You were celebrated, promoted, awarded, but felt trapped in a labyrinth. Elena, your partner in the field, was your only constant. Together you orchestrated undercover meetings beneath bridges, exchanged microfilms sewn into coat linings to evade suspicion. Elena's rare laughter was a flicker of humanity in icy espionage tunnels. The ideology you once believed in began to erode. Moral tension gnawed at you as innocent lives became collateral. In Moscow, after interrogation led by Colonel Ivanov, you saw a brutal scene. A young student beaten for a poem, hoping for freedom. The cold KGB machinery became more cage than shield. Betrayal came slowly when Elena disappeared during a mission in Warsaw. Officially, there was radio silence. Unofficial whispers spoke of defection. You traced every lead with existential dread clawing at you. Had she been captured or turned? Your loyalties unraveled. Suspicion turned inward among colleagues who kept their distance. Mikhail warned, "Watch your back. Don't trust shadows. They bite." Constant surveillance and interrogations felt like shackles. Your mission became survival amid whispered accusations and stolen glances. Years passed as the Iron Curtain trembled and the Soviet system faltered. You stared in a dim Moscow office at dossiers of betrayals and failures. Collapse was a slow, agonizing unraveling, not a battle or war. Comrades vanished, governments reformed, old ideologies questioned. In your career's twilight, you met Anya, a radio operator. Anya's smile rekindled fragile hope amidst shared cigarettes and park talks. Together you imagined lives beyond coded messages and surveillance. On your last assignment, you returned to Leningrad's familiar streets. The city seemed different, less fortress, more memory. You walked past worn apartment blocks and souvenir shops selling relics. Beneath the gray sky, you realized your life was resilience's testament. You gave years to a cause wrapped in secrecy and sacrifice. Beneath scars and silenced confessions, you found a simple truth. The greatest espionage was in redemption when secrets surrendered to light. This was your story, complex, painful, and ultimately human.